Good kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Second, cuts to the corner, take the shot, he scores!
Starting lineups first for the Shaler Titans. Guard 6'4" junior, number 0, Jordan Epps. Number 2, Zach London. Guard 6'8" junior, number 3, Devon Nixon. Guard 5'10" sophomore, number 23, Nick Perez. Number 4, 6'4" junior, number 34, Josh Monroe. Showing from the head coach, Brandon Simpson. And please welcome the starting 5 for Peters Township. Starting guard, 6' senior, number 3, Ben Miller. Guard, 6' senior, number 5, Jaden Greco. Guard 5'10" senior, number 10, Sean Bell. Guard 6' junior, number 25, Dylan. And starting forward, 6'4" senior, number 44, Nikki Garello. Assistant Black
Welcome everyone, we got a Peters Township versus the Shaler area matchup. Shaler area in their white. That could be a good matchup for the tip. Peters Township coming off their win versus a Tuna area high school. Dominant win. We got Donovan in there. We got Vaccarella, as well as Ben Miller, Jaden Greco, and Sean Belk.
Give me the mic.
On the tip, right there. Donovan right there to grab it. Donovan just dribbling around. He's going to get Jaden Greco back at the bottom. And down there for Mickey, puts it in for 2. Atuna's going to grab it. They're going to start walking down. Barking orders for the head coach right there. They're trying to drive it in the net. Oh, good play by Mickey. He's going to grab it. Again, the block. He's going to just hand it off to Donovan right there. Donovan loses it, but Mickey has it right there. He's going to drive into the paint. Guys on him. So Ben Miller right there drives to the paint again. Jaden Greco will try to drive it in for the 3rd time. And starting foul. They go for 2 shots.
Shaler foul 34. Josh Berger at the line for Peters Township, number 5, Jaden Greco.
Jaden make the first one. Here we go. This is the second shot. Shaler area trying to put it down, and they're trying to put it down below, and they're called out on Natuna. Peters Township for the inbound.
Now this is what you'd love to see.
Indeed, we do love to see that. Mr. Ozai. Joining me in the booth, our substitute for our color commentator, Jack Sikowski. Fortunately, couldn't come today. There we go. Ben Miller tried to drive it on in. He's going to get into the paint, but all the way back to Greco. Good play by him. Reaching up and grabbing it. He's going to spin around in it. Mickey Vaccarella down in the corner to Ben Miller. Sets the pick right there. Trying to get separation. Belk near the back. He's going to look for Jaden Greco. Separation there. Good defense by the Shaler area. Donovan trying to find his way. He's massive player, massive impact player on the court. Down to Mickey. He's going to try to drive it on in. Can't find anything right there. But good steal by Shaler area. Shaler area trying to drive down the court. Just lay up and, oh, misses it. But they grab the rebound. And they put it up high. Looking to kick. Fakes the reverse right there. And, oh, misread right there. Miscommunication. Peters Township with the inbound. Wetzel and Nick McCullough in the game. Donovan, supported by Thug. So we're going to give it to McCullough down below. And Wetzel up high. Thug for three. Oh, off the rim. Who was that to? We don't know. Bemler trying to play right there. He's going to dive for it, and they're going to say, oh, they're going to. Peter Township bench thought that was out on Shaler, but ref's going to call that Shaler ball. The zone goes all the way back there. With the reset. Drives on into the paint. Got some momentum. It's going to stop right there, and it's going to be Sean Thug with the hand on there. It's going to still be Shaler area's ball. Peter Township leads 3-0. 5:37 left in the first period. Jump ball right there. And it's going to get, misses the layup right there, and Sean's just going to pick it up inbounds, but he's going to get the turnover right there, and just going to lay it on up, but that's going to be a miss right there. Both teams making some early mistakes. Donovan for three, and he makes it.
Now, I'm going to say, I don't know much about basketball, but from what I do know, our boys are looking pretty good out there. You know, one might even compare them to the king himself, LeBron James. You know, it's like we're channeling a bit of LeBron's energy all the way out of Los Angeles to Peters Township. You know, leading 6-0, I think our boys
So foul 34, Josh Berger.
Foul in the play right there. Peter Township's going to get possession. Second foul of the night for Shaler area. Second foul total for both teams. McCullough to inbound. Donovan just dribbling it on up. As our very own Razai, the All-American, described him as LeBron James. 25, Donovan puts it up. Shaler down in the corner right there. Peter Township's playing some good defense. They're called a foul right there.
Our defense is actually Our defense is looking pretty good on here tonight. I mean, we've been doing a good job of stopping the ball, which, again, I don't know much about basketball, but I always think that's good.
As we got the turnover there, Jaden Greco, good read right there. He's going to put it up to Donovan. He's going to try to drive to the paint, and he's going to try to put it up for Wetzel, and they're going to call Peters Township possession as Shaler area knocked it out of the paint. You know, this defense, no mama mentality, like as Kobe would say. You know, they're all playing as good teammates.
You know, teamwork, it's what's important. Now, you know, people don't seem to understand that. You know, there's a stigma that this is the game about an individual. I mean, there wasn't even an SNL skit about how useless LeBron's teammates are, but when you're playing with the GOAT, you got to support him. He can't be the GOAT without the team that makes him, and I think that's what we're seeing here today. We have a group of really good players working together to beat another team, and that's why it's 10-0.
Shaler area calls the timeout. As Tony was giving his excellent analysis, being the All-American he is. There was some rebounds, a lot of missed ones. Shaler area down by 10. No points on the board yet. They're going to call timeout.
About 4 minutes left in this first quarter. They're playing Shrek.
Shaler area with the inbound. We want to get to number 3 right there.
Coming back from a timeout.
In the corner right there is going to try to put it on up, and it's going to go up, and good layup.
Shaler seems to be planning to play a dominant game here after the timeout. Maybe their efforts have been amped up a bit, but look, we have the ball.
As they hit a huge shooter, cut the lead to 8. Oh, make pass. Oh, Mickey just runs on over him.
That was like a snowplow with an old woman. Jeez.
Pierce Township foul 44, Mickey Vaccarello.
It's like a train, you know, it takes 3 hours just to stop.
It's unfortunate. You know, you don't want to see these players get hurt. You know, they're out there. They're having fun. They're playing their best. To see an injury, it's not great. You know.
As Shaler area is going to go for 2.
Pierce Township foul 44, Mickey Vaccarello.
Call they're pushing right there. Or Shaler, no, not a shooting foul. They're just going to call the inbound right there. Down by the corner, they were trying to drive it on the paint. Mickey in defense right there gets to the early jump and rebound. Mickey couldn't grab it, and it's going to lose it right there. But they're going to regain it.
Sure.
And good steal by McCullough right there. Scored by his other McCullough. And a bit handsy right there, but Sean Delk's is going to have it. Back to Mickey at the top. Delk on the top. And he's going to put it up for Mickey. Mickey just trying to get it out of there for Delk. And Delk's going to drive it in on the near the paint, and they're going to call tackle.
Going into Pierce Township, double zero, Larry Conley, 33, Jake Benson. Going into Shaler, 24, Jack Gavin.
Shaler area to inbound. Peter time to 10. Shaler area 2. 2 minutes 48 left to play in the first period. Vaccarello just got a second foul of the night. Not in the quarter, but the scoreboard says period. Off the rim right there, bricks it.
You know, our boys, they seem to have pretty good legs. They're jumping up pretty high to get those rebounds.
Liam Connolly right there. Oh, McCullough, DeGreco, bit too short right there, airballs it, and they're call a foul down below.
Shaler foul 13, Jake Story.
Jaden Greco.
Pierce Township, number 3, Ben Miller.
They're not going to say the shooting foul. They're going to say Sean Delk got fouled. So it's going to be in the bound right to Liam Connolly down below for Ben Miller. He's going to put it up, and they're going to call another foul. But this time, Pia Shanchik commits the foul. Shaler area to inbound. But the refs are going to make a correction. It's actually on Shaler area committing the foul. And Ben Miller is going to go for 2.
I'll tell you what here, Joey. Watching all this basketball puts me in the mood for some buffalo chicken dip. You know, I might have to stop by the concession stand during halftime. Get myself a thing. I'm a very hungry boy.
I always told you back when I always made sure my color commentator, Jack Kelsey, he always got me a Dr. Pepper for that. From that concession stand, he always get his lemonade. Miss you, Jack.
Rest in pieces. But, you know, it was the king himself who said nutrition is the most important part of the sport. You know, without a good balanced meal, to have 3 meals a day, you're not going to be able to shoot to your full capacity or jump as high as you would. You won't be making all your shots. And I couldn't agree more. You know, you see the king's diet when he puts out there. He eats mangoes. You know, if all basketball players could eat mangoes like him, they'd all be playing like him.
You know, I've also heard they put mustard on his mangoes. There's some sort of health benefit with mustard mangoes. Sounds like a pretty terrible combination, but, you know, it's like Will Levis and mayo and coffee. If LeBron says it's good, it's good. As he...
Miller misses the first shot. You know who else really likes mustard? Kendrick Lamar. I've heard he's good at basketball.
I thought he was a football player on the Ravens.
Second shot is missed, but rebounded by Peters.
Can you get a third time? Oh, no, we can't. 3 strikes are out for Jake Bledsoe. That's all right. Second period, he'll be making that 10 times 10. As they get to the corner 3, oh, misses it. Greco's going to look where he got. He's got Shulk wide open. And
that is a solid 3-point.
flash.
Reminds me a lot of the Dave Chappelle skit where Prince starts playing basketball. It's a really funny one, and he starts, he's Prince. But he starts playing, and he's talking smack on all the players, and he's whooping them. And, I've heard stories. Supposedly that actually happened. Dave Chappelle, he just didn't just come up with that on the spot. Prince actually played basketball like that with other people.
MJ to prepare for his World Space Champion. He played multiple seasons in the NBA. That's dedication to his craft, I'd say.
That's an interesting fact. I've never known that.
There's a half-court violation. Peters Township ball.
I'll tell you what, though. Prince, he could put out a good album when he wanted to. Not all of his songs were bangers. The music he did for Batman 1989 was not it, but Sign of the Times, one of the greatest albums of the 20th century.
Shooting foul right there. Donovan, we're going to go for 2. Speaking of music, Spotify Rap just came out. How's your Spotify Rap?
I think it's pretty all right. I think it's all right.
I don't actually have a Spotify Rap because I use Apple Music.
Yeah, me too. I had Apple Music Replay. My artists were pretty solid though. My top artist, Alice in Chains, then Radiohead because I'm a bit of a feminist.
You listen to a lot of music on YouTube, but so I think my Spotify Rap or my Apple Music Replay was not as good as it should have been, and I do apologize for that. I am sorry, but who doesn't apologize? This Peters Township defense. They take no prisoners.
Take no prisoners. Just look at their coverage here. It's like ants on mustard.
Oh, good do right there. Huge shooter cut the lead to 10. As Greco goes to the outside, he's going to whisk it on up to Ben Miller. It goes to McCullough. Off the rim right there. McCullough's going to try to grab his own shot and puts it right off the rebound. 16-4. As we got 1 minute left to play in the first period.
About 1 minute left in this first quarter. Will Shaler be able to close this gap a bit?
I think Shaler area has to realize that Peters Township bench isn't on their team and you can't just pass it to them. That's out of bounds, folks. It's Peters Township inbounds. Donovan's going to flip to Greco, who's going to fit to Wetzel. His sister's a D1 commit to the Miami Hurricanes. They're called travel right there. I didn't think Donovan travel. Doesn't make that mistake very often.
I was traveling earlier. I traveled to the ground. One of my frequent trips,
I traveled to New York for this Thanksgiving. Saw my family right there. You travel anywhere?
Yep, to the ground. I tripped.
Did you get a turnover because it's foul in basketball, as you know?
I understand.
Visible counts right there. Ended as a shooting foul right there. And go to the line for 2.
Peters Township foul 23, making a call to the line for Shaler.
It's going to be the 5'11" senior committing the foul.
Goku was about 5'9".
Do you know he also has scoliosis?
Goku also has scoliosis, probably because he's so short.
But he's also he's still pretty strong.
He's the 3rd strongest character in fiction, only followed by Vegeta and Frieza, which many people don't know.
As Peters Township going to grab the inbound off them, missed 3 throws. 20 seconds left to play. Donovan slowing it down. He's got plenty of time here.
Goku may be strong, but he can't beat the Peters Township boys basketball defense.
Or cancer, for that matter. Donovan with the steal. It's all over the ground. Peters Township's going to, for the 3.
Playing Mario Kart out here, throwing bananas everywhere.
That's it in the first quarter. Peters Township 16, Shaler 4.
Small scoring, lots of defense there. Lots of time left to get that score up.
16-4 at the end of the first quarter.
Peters Township Athletic Department.
Dylan Donovan
Our sponsors.
leads the team with 6 points.
Let's see if Peters can channel their inner LeBron here.
Beef jerky.
Needs some Mamba mentality here. Needs some Mamba mentality, as Kobe will put it.
Very psychological center. Donaldson's Crossroads.
Shaquille O'Neal is on the court.
FFS B2B.
Tony, who would you think would win?
Firehouse
the 90 Chicago Bulls or 2024 Peters Township High School varsity basketball?
I think the Bulls would have a good run for their money going there. You know, they'd be out there, they'd be putting up their best effort. I mean, there's some great players on that team. Don't get me wrong.
You got Pippen, you got MJ.
Exactly.
MJ and Pippen.
MJ.
But we also have players like Nick McCullough, Evan McCullough, Jaden Greco, Ben Miller, Liam
That's what I'm saying.
Dylan Donovan, Mickey Vaccarello, Jake Wetzel. From top to bottom, they're just more of a complete team.
With such a stacked roster, even a team flooded with the greats like the 90s Bulls stands no chance. Dennis Rodman would agree.
Dennis Rodman, like Kim Jong-un. Great players that came out of there. I think we had to commend the Chicago Bulls for doing pretty good with those players, but you just wouldn't be as successful as the Peters Township is.
They would never wear red like we do.
As Shaler drives into the paint with the reverse. Ooh!
That puts us at 16-6 to start the second quarter off.
Sean Thug tries to reverse it for McCullough. McCullough's going to grab it handily. Belk with the fake shot is going to get up to McCullough for three. 19-6, Peters Township.
Someone's been working on their LeBron.
Oh, Donovan with the steal. He's got McCullough right there to support him, but he's going to tape it on the layup.
Just like Shaq. Fantastic.
And contact right there. McCullough says he didn't touch him. Joel team right there. Oh, a bad turnout right there. Sean Thug's going to grab it. He's got Donovan for three. Wemby for three.
Another three. Is there anything we can't do on this team?
They're going to say it's going out. Oh, they're calling on. They're going to say Shaler area ball. Mr. Lawrence unhappy down there.
I wonder if there's a way we can link this back to the French Revolution. He is the AP Euro teacher after all. You know, I think if Robespierre was out there on the court, he'd be a pretty good point guard.
Killer, you know?
He would be an insane point guard. He'd lead the league.
Oh,
But unfortunately, he lived 240 years ago, and he was executed.
Well,
They cut his head right off. It was unfortunate.
Well, Wembanyama, he's French. And I'm sure he's been to, like, Paris. And, like, Paris, they made the king live there instead of the Versailles, where his palace was. So they'd be closer to the people. So I think, and, like, obviously, he played basketball as these boys down in the court play basketball. So maybe that's how we get to the French Revolution. Thanks, Victor Wembanyama. As that looked pretty big, Wembanyama, as although he misses the reverse right there. Shaler area, 8, Peters Township 26, as down low right there. Give it to 13, McCullough right there to steal. He said, nuh-uh, that's my ball.
He did say, nuh-uh, that's my ball.
Dunk for three, off the rim, bricks it, but right there, jump ball, Peters Township possession. It's kind of like that, pretty viral video where LeBron is trying to say, that's our ball, but in Spanish you might know that means tree, and then so many people are saying that he was trying to say what tree means in Spanish. Pretty funny, I'd say. LeBron always the jokester. As Donovan for three. Ooh, spins out of it.
LeBron is a pretty good jokester, you know. Every once in a while, I'll pop on Instagram and I'll see him talking about Taco Tuesday. Who doesn't love Taco Tuesday? Not the king. He loves it. You know, LeBron, his jokes, many have called him the Joker. You know, the Joker is also the crown prince of crime. He's also the poster child for the term Sigma. Does that make LeBron a Sigma? I would say it does.
You know, Joker, I also think he plays in the Nuggets, but
he would play for the Nuggets.
And he
prince of crime.
And during the offseason, he goes to Serbia on his horse farm. I think if LeBron had a second chance, good play right there.
That puts us at 29-8 with 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Do you think if LeBron had a time machine, he would go to Serbia and convince that little boy named than Jokic to continue his horse farm career?
I think he would. LeBron loves good competition. You know, it's kind of like Goku, the strongest. When there's no one to match your strength, it makes the game less fun. Henceforth, I think LeBron would go back in time and convince him to continue his career.
Foul right there on
4:43 left on the clock.
You know, they should make a real-life Dragon Ball movie that would be super popular and everyone would love it.
That actually did. It was called Dragon Ball Evolution.
I'm sure everyone loved that Dragon Ball Evolution.
The scene where Goku jumps on the car and slides across it with his head. It was a fantastic film.
William Connolly, Ben Miller, up to Donovan, fakes a shot. It's going to go for, fakes it again. 8-13 needs to change his number because he's getting unlucky with these, getting faked down these shots right here. Donovan reverses it to 23 and doesn't have the power right there.
I don't know if my memory is serving me right here, but doesn't Nick McCullough play football?
He does, as well as Mickey Vaccarello, Stanford commit for football, both academic and athletic.
Fantastic.
I
Now,
saw
you know, in
signing
football,
it.
they do throw the ball in there. Very similar to basketball, but not in the same sense. While the ball's in the air, the two are completely different sports. For you see, in football, you use your hands, even though it's called football. I wonder what idiot came up with that one. Timeout. With 4 minutes left on the clock. Peter's leading by 16, 29-13.
It's right, Tony. The analysis that you've been providing tonight you can make 20 mistakes, and that would not
Look
be
at this.
percentage.
He is dribbling up the court like LeBron.
I think Donovan actually replicates his dribbling style like LeBron.
Dylan
I have
Donovan
not been
is
told.
actually an anagram for LeBron James. Did you know that?
Wow.
I wonder if that was intentional on his parents' part.
Ben Miller for 3. You know, Ben Miller wears number 3 because his name has 3 letters in his first name.
Did you know LeBron also
That's
has
what Most
3?
right there. Lace it up. Oh. McCullough just said, Cobra Kai, and shook it. Shaler just driving in. He picks up on the rebound. Long shot right there for Jaden Greco. Shaler just McCullough puts it down low. Wetzel can't grab it. You guys know his sister is actually a D1 commit to the Miami Hurricanes.
You know, we saw her playing during the girls' game that preceded this, and she was good. I can definitely see why Miami would want her. She can put the ball up in the air, which in basketball is good.
Here's Township foul number 5, Jaden Greco.
They call holding right there. This time they get it in cleanly. 3 minutes left to play in the second quarter.
Peters leading by 20. Can Shaler close this gap before the quarter ended? They have about 3 minutes to do so.
Speaking of the second quarter, do you remember when the 2016 finals versus the Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors, where LeBron had an awesome second quarter?
I do remember that. It was fantastic. It won them the game.
What a championship. I remember when we thought the Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors were going to were giving each other a championship matchup every single year.
The line for Shaler, 34, Josh Parker.
You know, some would say that was the peak of LeBron's career. I would argue that he has not peaked yet.
I think he's peaked and hasn't stopped peaking since, you know? He's like a linear progression.
Exactly. It's not exponential, it's linear. It's gradually progressed ever since he entered the league, 20 years ago?
I think so. 2004.
Yeah, just about 20 years.
That kid from Akron, they're going to say to some of these kids, that kid from Peters Township, Washington County, Pennsylvania.
How do you feel about Bronny James being globally ranked?
I think
Was it
LeBron,
COD?
I think Bronny James definitely is an A- teammate, you know? He takes perfect defense. He knows how to score. He's named after, he's the same last name as LeBron James. Someone might say they actually might be long-lost, relatives.
I've heard there's a conspiracy online saying that Bronny is LeBron's son. It's an odd one.
That's kind of a big insult, all right? To say that he's so much like he owns Bronny that much that Bronny would consider him his dad. It's kind of an insult to Bronny's game.
I could see Bronny being his son on a more metaphorical level. Like
Like
LeBron
if-
took him under his wing and taught him how to play the game.
Like if LeBron took him, like if LeBron was Bronny's dad, I could see it. But if Bronny was LeBron's son, I couldn't see that. Okay, if you get what I mean.
Now, deep into the off-season, I saw there was an argument that emerged online talking about if Bronny should kill LeBron. I personally don't agree.
I definitely would go to LeBron's funeral.
I would go.
As I went to Frank Sinatra's funeral back in '94.
I was at Elton John's funeral 20 minutes ago.
Wow.
It's quite heartbreaking.
That's good defense in the paint right there as it goes to spin out with the rebound. Can they get it? No.
That puts
Did
us
Peters
at
Township put it in their
36
own net?
Peters, 16 Shaler, with 1:30 left on the clock.
Did Peters Township just put it in their own net? You might not know until this recording gets released, if it ever gets released. But all we know is that Sean Thelk has it up in the corner. He's got to McCullough and back down to Mickey Vaccarello, the 44. Down low for Sean Thelk. This is the layup right there. 36-18. He's time to still the lead as they try to drive into the paint as they go back in the corner. And they're to call hand check right there. Shot's not going to count.
Peters Township foul.
Breaking news, LeBron is actually Optimus Prime. It has been revealed that LeBron James can transform into a massive semi-truck similar to Optimus Prime. And he has also painted his skin blue and red. Does this make him the leader of the Autobots? Find out next game.
You know, my favorite was always Bumblebee, you know? I know the Transformers fans don't like when you say you like Bumblebee and not Maximus, like the Sigma Miss Prime. Yeah.
Maximus Prime, pretty strong Prime, but again,
I don't think Optimus Prime was as good as LeBron's Prime. Okay, I'm just going to say that.
LeBronimus Prime was pretty good. LeBronimus Prime led the Lakers to win their division, and it was an outstanding run by LeBronimus.
Sean Thelk for three. Oh, just misses it. What a shot selection right there. As Mickey just says, he uses his big, long arms and says, I want that ball.
30 seconds left on the clock here.
Keep on missing it, and they're called a foul.
Back to what we were talking about. Optimus Prime had a good run, and I would argue that Optimus is the best of the Primes. You know who else is the best? LeBron.
LeBron James. As that was not a very LeBron James play by Mickey Vaccarello giving the turnover, but that was LeBron James.
That was a Shaq play all the way. Mickey Vaccarello channeling his inner Shaquille O'Neal on the court.
To the line for Shaler, number 0, Jordan Epps.
I heard Mickey Vaccarello portrays himself as as the mouse, they'd say.
The mouse?
As he owns a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Some might say that he does at night. Instead of like being Bruce Wayne, like during the day, he's Bruce Wayne at night, and Mickey Vaccarello during the day.
So he's Batman.
Some might say Mickey Vaccarello. You know,
Maybe that's how he got all those offers.
You know, I've never seen Mickey Vaccarello and Batman in the same court.
Well, he couldn't be Batman because I'm Batman.
Another foul right there. But I'm just going to say it. Spider-Man would not be very good as a basketball player. We've seen him versus Venom. Venom all the time owns him in the basketball court, dunking on him, and just using him as leverage, like he's not even there. I will say that I'd rather have Venom on my team than Spider-Man.
I think Spider-Man would be better at water polo than he is at basketball. I think his endurance and his stamina would grant themselves perfectly in the sport. Not to mention his speed as well. Spider-Man is known for being quick, and how you see in Spider-Man 2002, directed by Sam Raimi, his speed that he uses against the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, in their fight at the end of the movie. How he dodges the glider and impales Green Goblin, that's the man I want on my water polo team.
There's another foul right there. Jake Wetzel on the line. You know, I would say though that Venom would not be good at a high-pitched choir concert competition.
Of course not. Symbiotes are naturally weak to sound as well as fire and electricity. So in something like that, he would fall apart. Now Spider-Man, on the other hand, Spider-Man would not. 6 seconds left on the clock here.
You know, my dad, he was in his office. He has like in his study at my house, he has like this little thing that once you tap it on something, it makes a loud, high-pitched like sound. I always think it's
tuning fork.
I always think it's like in case Venom shows up, it's a good way to defend against him. As we got 0.9 seconds left, Shaler area trying to cut the lead to 15 right here. There's the foul.
Having a little trouble there.
There is not going to be a foul, actually. It's just going to be out on Shaler area. Peter's time to inbound. They're probably just going to put Jake Wetzel, could shoot it on up, and he can't do anything. Oh.
Could not tell you who that throw was to there at the end, but that brings us to the end of the first half with Peters Township 38, Shaler area 21. Welcome back to the second half of the Peters Township Shaler game. Peters leads by about 17 points, by 38 to 21.
Shaler area.
Shaler. I didn't know they were in the division.
Gets a quick two right there. 38-23. 23. Isn't that Nibbit Call's number?
You know, I think it is.
You know, it's also LeBron's number. He also wore number 5 because 2 plus 3 equals 5, and that's,
2 plus 3 equals
math.
5,
Ooh,
Now, LeBron was actually considered a teaching position at Harvard University in their course on basketball and arithmetic.
Shaler area. That's the 2 right there.
Unfortunately, he had to turn down the position because he had a young prodigy to train named Bronny James.
It's the air ball right there. And back in the corner, it's going to get bounced up right there. They're going to say...
The term airbud brings to mind a specific movie. Or, sorry, airball brings to mind the movie Airbud. You know, remember that with all those horribly animated dogs playing basketball?
I did enjoy those movies. I also very much enjoyed the Air Buddies spin-off shows where they would have their random adventures.
I can't say I'm familiar with those ones, Joey. You'll have to enlighten me on those.
You know, sometimes they would go to space. Sometimes they would become superheroes.
Spaceballs. That was a fantastic movie. Another Mel Brooks classic. Parody of Star Wars.
Or is Star Wars a parody of Spaceballs?
That's a great question, actually. Did George Lucas rip off Mel Brooks?
I did say some very big similarities between Dark Helmet and Darth Vader.
Darth Helmet? Forgot about him. My AirPods have fallen out of my pockets, ladies and gentlemen. This is a dark day for human history.
But you hear the fans right here.
Getting rowdy.
Fingers. They're all shouting at Tony right now.
My AirPods fell out and hit an old man in the head.
Old man's all right, by the way.
He is all right, I would like to clarify. No blood was shed. All the damage was internal.
It's good defense right there by Peters Township. They're going to pick it on up. Mickey puts it on up. Ooh. Gets the layup.
Shaler thundering down the court. That brings us to 45-27.
Good sideline catch right there. Goes behind himself, and it's going to just roll, and they're going to pick it up behind the defense. Shaler area on the run. Donovan trying to look for something. Go for the corner for 3. Unfortunate miss right there. Gonna put another in the corner. That he makes it this time.
Fantastic shots of Peters.
You know, I think the goal of this Peters Township offense is trying to get into that basket right there at the center.
Some say the sport is called basketball because of the hoop.
the hoop used to be a basket. And
You know-
they throw the ball in the basket. That's just a rumor, though.
You know, back in the day, the net was actually a basket, and they didn't have the hole cut around the middle. So they would have to get some guy on the ladder to pick up the basketball and to throw it back down. Because for some reason they never thought about cutting a hole in the bottom.
It wasn't until LeBron came into the sport that they switched to the traditional net that you see nowadays. He actually invented the net. Like, not just for basketball hoops, but
He
in
invented
general,
the hockey net,
Like,
the
it
volleyball net.
revolutionized so many
Fishing was a
different...
little more easier.
Yeah, fishing became a lot more easier. You could cast a net and bring in hordes of fish. Bathing suits, you now had this netting on the inside that made them more comfortable to wear.
We didn't have to wear underwear anymore.
I could take my gutchies off when I went in the pool, and I would be fine because of that inner netting on the bathing suits. That's not a term you hear much these days, gutchies. Very old-style word, meaning underwear for those who don't know. Those who know, however,
We also
know the term originates sometime before us all.
We should also thank LeBron for inventing the safety net too. You know, really saved the workers on the Golden Gate Bridge who sometimes would fall. The safety net would actually help them. So let's all thank LeBron for that genius idea.
Let's all thank LeBron for constructing the Golden Gate Bridge also. Everyone knows that during the great workers' strike of the year that they built the Golden Gate Bridge, LeBron took over and, whoa, throwing the ball at Miller there. Not a good play by Shaler.
Technical foul right there.
But as I was saying, LeBron took over construction of the Golden Gate Bridge and completed it on his own. But to aid the workers, he also increased their wages and fixed their working conditions. And that's why many refer to him as the GOAT. Not because of his basketball efforts, but rather his humanitarian efforts.
Also because he also beat the Golden Gate Warriors in the finals of 2016.
His
so-
final revenge. He actually hated the bridge that he built.
But he
Some
built it
say-
anyway because he just loves easier transportation over bodies of water that much.
He loves people. He wanted to help people get to, I'm forgetting the city the Golden Gate Bridge is in. But I do know it was in the opening shot for the Full House intro. John Stamos was in that show. You know, he's a very attractive man. He also played in the Beach Boys for a while.
Donovan gonna pick it up.
51-31 with 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
Reverses all the way to 23. Gonna look for an option right there. Or so that's Donovan right there. As it's gonna get tipped up, and Shaler area is gonna pick it up as they're gonna put it on up and for the layup as they cut the lead at 18. What a huge play right there. And then call
Shaler foul number 0, Jordan Epps.
foul right there. Mr. Lawrence down there ready to see it. Mr. Lawrence is giving the ref an A-OK, saying that was the correct call. As you know, as Mr. Lawrence says that was the incorrect call, the call would be changed.
That is something he would say.
Mr. Lawrence, we really see told him in the hallways, I always say hi to him. He never says hi back because he doesn't know who I am, but what a play right there.
You say hi to him though you don't know who he is?
Yes, but I know who he is, but he doesn't know who I am.
Ah,
Next year he'll know who I am.
next year.
And then he'll be like, oh, it's Mr. Cal. It's you.
I must say though, I really like those shoes he's wearing. They look a lot like the Jordans you can put on your character in Fortnite.
You know, the snake in the Book of Genesis actually may have worn the Jordans, but
I don't think the snake had feet.
no, he did have feet, but after he tricked the humans,
After
God
he
made
tricked
sure
Eve into
God
eating
made
the
sure
apple,
to
he
get rid of the
reverted
feet.
into his the devil, reverted back into his more humanoid form, and he sported Jordans. But God was able to wash the Jordans free of sin, and that's why we can wear them comfortably today.
.44 Mickey kind of laid on up, can't get there though. Peters Township up by what you would say is 9 plus 10.
21.
Returns for Shaler.
You know that guy in the video? He ended up actually playing some basketball, and that guy was actually Bronny James.
And it was actually LeBron who prompted him by asking 9 plus 10.
You know, because he's actually trying to teach his child prodigy some good math right there.
Because everyone knows LeBron's intelligent. As we mentioned earlier, he was offered a teaching job in Harvard. But again, he had to refuse so he could train his young prodigy, Bronny James. No relation.
Good layup right there. That's the lead to what you would be the incorrect answer to what 9 plus 10 is.
Some would argue 19. Some would argue 21. Some
Actually,
would
not
argue
true. It's still
irrelevant.
21.
56 to 35. Peters leads. 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Two minutes 4 left in the quarter.
I just said 2 minutes, dude.
What?
I just said 2 minutes.
Well, what if I need to say a second time because Tony Razai. We always like to hear what Joey says the first time. We always like to hear what Joey says the second time. For fans at home.
That's why they call him Joey 2 times. Similar to the character in
Two-time Miss Pac-Man
Goodfellas.
champ.
Now, my memory may serve me incorrect, but I believe he was called Johnny 2 times. That was because every time he said something, he'd say it twice. In the restaurant scene when Henry's introducing everyone, and he gets up and he says, "I'm gonna go get the papers," as he strokes his tie to try to straighten it out. You know, that was.
Jenny Becker for 3. Airballs it.
If I had to
Go on,
pick
Jenny.
a favorite of Scorsese's films, I would pick Goodfellas. Stumbling on the court.
Foul right there called a blockage foul. Second foul of the quarter for PS
Peters
Township.
Township foul number 3, Matt Miller.
High up in the air. Corner 3. Not really corner 3. More of like a diagonal 3 right there.
More like Peter Griffin. Another character who's yet been introduced into Fortnite, Peter Griffin. 4 variants of his skin. There's the normal white shirt and green trousers. Then you can wear him with a suit and a monocle and top hat, or a gold-plated suit.
Green FN. Oh!
Green Fortnite.
Right there.
No. Now, about a year ago, today is the 7th, correct?
Donovan steals it right there.
December 7th. December
And one.
3rd, 2023 was when Peter Griffin was introduced to Fortnite.
Wow.
So, a year ago, 4 days ago, Peter Griffin was introduced to Fortnite. What times we live in later, ladies and gentlemen.
And the game for Shaler, number
You know, I never got the Omega Lights back in Season 4, Chapter 1.
You know, neither did I.
I was really mad about it. And even when it came back out around a second time, I still didn't do it because I wasn't playing Fortnite that much.
I don't play Fortnite that much. I played when they introduced Perfect Cell, and I play now because they introduced the Jordans. And I can put Jordans on Perfect Cell and make it look like he plays basketball, like the meme. And it's truly something, folks.
Another shot and one right there.
That'll bring our score to 61 to 35. Peters Township leading by, hold on, let me do some math real quick. 26.
And in the game for Shaler, number
As
3.
Peters Township is going to get into the bonus for the quarter.
49 seconds left on the clock. Miller misses the first shot. And that was the only shot. Now I look foolish.
Well, you see there, Tony, because he already made the shot on the shooting foul, that it's going to be only one more shot to give the chance of a 3-point play. So Obviously, you can't get a 4-point play there unless it's a double foul, which obviously didn't happen. So,
Now, Joey, as I mentioned in the first half, I know nothing about basketball.
but you know what that means? People that don't know nothing basketball actually have a better chance of picking the upsets in March Madness. So during the time of March, we'll be looking forward to that.
That's because LeBron felt bad for those who didn't know much about basketball but want to involve them more in the sport. So he actually changed the rules and made it easier for them to get involved.
LeBron also didn't play in college because,
LeBron didn't go to college. He went right to the league.
but Bronny went to the college, meaning he has more points in college than Kobe and MJ, or Kobe, not MJ, Kobe and LeBron combined.
That he does.
Not as much. He is a little less than MJ, obviously.
Time out with 1.3 seconds left on the clock. 65 Peters, 35 Shaler.
Do you know that LeBron was actually instrumental, or not LeBron, MJ was actually instrumental in the involvement of the movie Air, just because he was such a big basketball fan, and he knew the movie was about how Nike got the best basketball player of the time to go to Nike. So let's applaud MJ for not even being in the movie, but he still was very involved in the casting of the person called MJ's mother.
Now, you said earlier the word instrumental. Now, that brings to mind the fact that MJ could play the guitar. He actually played on the Led Zeppelin song 10 Years Gone on their 1976 release, Houses of the Holy. Now, some would say, how does that make sense? He would not have been old enough to play on that song. Well, to them I say, he had a time machine. Seven Nation Army, played by the White Stripes, is being blasted over these speakers here. Can't say I'm too fond of this song in particular.
I think I'm pretty fond of this song, as it's getting me very hyped up. It's getting the fans hyped up, it's getting the students hyped up in the student section. Look at that student section, all of them jumping out.
Now, if I had to pick one song to hype up a crowd, that would probably be Civil War by Guns N' Roses off their 1991 Use Your Illusion 2 album. The song's about, I'll say, 7 or 8 minutes long, but boy, oh boy, does it get me pumped up.
Shaler area tries to split it on up, and they get the rebound right there, 37-65. No, I also have to say that mine will probably be Believer by the Match Dragons. As it got me hyped up in the 4th grade gym class.
I remember in 6th grade, or it may have been 6th grade, there was some activity going on. And they had speakers, and they played Imagine Dragons. And I listened to it, and I was like, wow, this is garbage.
Imagine if the Dragons were real.
Imagine. Imagine by John Lennon. Quite a good song. Can't say I'm too fond of John Lennon's solo career. He had a few alright tunes. Imagine was probably the best one. Some like Beautiful Boy. I don't. I prefer his work with the Beatles.
I actually do like Beautiful Boy because my dad would put it because he said I'm his favorite son and because I'm his only son.
I'm happy for you. Now, Beautiful Boy, I personally am not a fan of it, but I can see why others like it.
But
so I'll respect it.
Have you considered the fact that the song was played in the movie Mr. Peabody and Sherman?
It was played in Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
So I think it will go higher on my list just because it was played in that movie. But I think Mr. Peabody and Sherman made that song popular.
I think
I haven't heard of it before that.
Without Mr. Peabody and Sherman, you would not have the Beatles. Because the popularity John Lennon gained from being in that movie is what allowed him to bring the Beatles into the mainstream. He was in the Beatles at the time he made that song and that movie released. And people listen to this and they're like, wow, this is really good. And so that led them going on the Ed Sullivan Show, and the rest is history.
So many people like that song from Mr. Peabody and Sherman that there's this one crazy fan that loved John Lennon so much, he didn't want him to be a songwriter anymore. or anything for that matter. Pretty sad,
Quite
I'd say.
unfortunate.
But as Shaler area for 3, bricks it right there. So much bricks I can make a whole house out of that the Wolf of Wall Street can't blow it over.
Another Scorsese film. Again, not as quite as good as Goodfellas, but still a good one. Peters leading by 32 in the fourth quarter with about 5 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock.
What's your thoughts on Jordan Belford?
Can't say I know who that is.
He's the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
My mom met him in Vegas, and he gave us, because for like, he's giving like a song about, or he's giving a speech about something about jobs or something, I don't know. As we got a shooting foul right there.
I mean,
Shaler area going to the line for 1.
72 to 41. Quite a high-scoring game, I must say.
23 new for us. Into the Peters Township, number 11, Matt Ziegler. Number 12, Lucas Sachs.
Lucas Sachs and Matt Ziegler in the game. We saw them last night. Put some good shot attempts on there.
Now, I must ask, who did the boys play last night?
Tuna Area High School.
Did they win?
What?
Did they win?
They did win.
Fantastic.
Very badly. They won. As they're winning so great that the clock actually would start running without stopping. And no one cared.
No one cared at all?
Foul right there. You're starting to inbound. It's number 12, Lucas Sachs, the true freshman.
Number 3, Deron Dixon.
I must say, I am quite famished. I am looking forward to making myself a grilled cheese sandwich when I get home.
You know, I was actually supposed to have the grilled cheese the other day, but we didn't have any cheese, so.
That's unfortunate. I myself, I'm a big cheese fan. There's some great cheeses you can find out there. 1,000-day Gouda cheese. Mwah, fantastic.
It would be pretty nice if, like, that Gouda cheese lasted 1,000 days.
It would be. Well, it would be.
As a LeBron-type style shot with the swish.
We've seen a lot of LeBron-like behavior by Peters this game, currently leading by almost 30 points. That's something only LeBron could pull off.
You know, yeah,
I think the spirit of LeBron is with us on the court today.
You know, I've been seeing a lot of like LeBron-esque like stuff. Like I've been seeing passes, some shots, some dribbles, some inbounds. That's something I would see. You might see LeBron do if you would look at his own footage.
Exactly. I think I was unaware that I was recording and announcing a game in Los Angeles today.
I didn't know it was in Los Angeles either, you know?
I was under the influence that this was Peters Township. This was the Peters Township basketball team, not the Los Angeles Lakers with star player LeBron James.
And I must be colorblind because my sheet says their colors are red and white, but I'm seeing some purple and yellow down there.
I'm seeing a lot of yellow and purple.
So it's a pick right there. He's going to shoot the shot right there. He's going to pick it up. Rebounds all over the field, the court. Peters Township driving it down the field. It's Lucas Sachs, the freshman, trying to drive it on in. Can he get the three? And they're called a travel. That's a pretty good call. And as I said earlier, the clock will run.
About 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock here in the fourth quarter, with Peters Township 74 points, leading by exactly 30.
As a good defense there by Peters Township. He's going to drive it down back in the court. He's going to put it up. And, oh, what a block. But good rebound by Peters Township. Both teams just jumping up for it. And they're going to call a foul, and it's going to be on Peters Township, the second foul of the quarter. 2 minutes left to play in the game.
This has been a basketball game. There's no denying that.
I will also add on to it that it is a game that has been played.
Ooh, I'll say. Did you know Bo Jackson famous for playing football for the Raiders. Also played baseball,
But not basketball.
not basketball.
Yes, I remember when I was actually at the game when he broke the bat over his head and climbed onto the wall to catch the fly ball.
Fantastic game. Truly legendary. Now, in the classic NES football game, Tecmo Bowl, pretty much, if you pick the Raiders and pass the ball to Bo Jackson, you won. He was unstoppable in that game, and he was unstoppable in real life. Bo Jackson actually deflected a meteor from hitting California in 1932 because he had a time machine as well. He actually gave his time machine to Michael Jordan so he could go back and play guitar with Led Zeppelin.
Speaking of California, do you know Arnold Schwarzenegger was actually the governor of California?
Did you know? I didn't know that. Did you know that Schwarzenegger also is the one who suggested that LeBron play for the Lakers?
That is actually pretty huge, I'd say.
You know what else is huge? The low taper fade meme. I'm still seeing new memes every day with like millions of views. It's massive.
So Tony, like, any new haircuts I should get? As you know, my barber was sick today and I couldn't get a haircut.
Now that you have time to reflect on it, I suggest a low taper fade. Bleach your hair and then dye it blue to fit that of the ever popular, huge, crazy, massive streamer Ninja. Tyler Ninja Blevins. He does play Fortnite. 74-44 Peters with 15 seconds left on the clock.
Ted's left in the game. Will Peters Township try to run up the score or not? It looks like they won't because they're good sports. That's what we preach to Peters Township.
This is what we love to see. A good game by two respectful teams. Good sportsmanship all around. Just like LeBron would play.
Peters Township, the win by a score and by more than 1 point.
They won. The final score, 74-44. Exactly 30 points.
Good night, folks.
Next week, next time, who do they play?
Well, they'll be playing Seneca Valley at Thomas Jefferson, but our next home game will be December 17th versus Baldwin High School.
Join us then to see how that turns out. I'm Tony Razai.
And I'm Joe Spagel.
Good night, folks.
Drive home safe.